I'm Commander Shepard, and VGS is my favorite show on the Citadel.
This is Three Dog.
How can I help?
We can't let that play too long because we can't afford it.
7 seconds.
That's all we can. Oh, it's gone now. This is VGS, Video Game Sophistry, your show about the art, the business, and the fun of gaming. I am your host, the bloviator himself, Mr. Andrew Borkowski, or Andy to my friends. I don't like the name Andrew. I'm joined this week. It's a new crew, a wholly different crew. You can stop dancing now. Mr. Travis Hyatt to my left.
You didn't give me the go to stop, though.
You can stop. You can stop. Mr. Travis Hyatt.
I am the MAOAT, most average of all time, Travis Hyatt.
How long did it take you to
truly.
think of that one?
30 seconds.
No way.
I borrowed the concept.
And who's beside you?
I don't know.
The other guy, Richard Jealous.
God, when he smiles and talks, it just...
Kills.
No, it makes me happy.
Oh.
Well, it kills me.
It makes me happy. So you guys have been on the show for a little while.
Over a year.
Okay. It's been pretty exciting. We're back to kind of our roots in some ways. And our roots of actually having a show, not just little features, not just little dialogue wheels, points of interest. This is a whole program, and since we were talking a lot about Nintendo in the next 60 minutes, I thought it would be appropriate to bring in the two Nintendo freaks. What was your first Nintendo experience, Travis? All right. Richard, what was your first Nintendo experience?
Putting down the Intellivision and picking up that good Nintendo for the first time.
Yeah, that good Nintendo. What did it feel like?
Amazing. Going from that weird joystick thing to actually having a controller. And playing Duck Hunt, I guess, also.
I remembered. It was actually a standee in a Walmart displaying the GameCube because that's when it was coming new at the time. Yeah, you remember those old-timey...
You played a standee?
In a Walmart, yeah, and it had
GameCube
it's not.
demos. It's not like a standee of the Rock.
Or a kiosk,
it's
whatever
a kiosk.
they're called. Yeah, sorry, kiosk.
Oh.
Yeah, it had demos.
It's not the Rock from Jumanji's Welcome to the Jungle, which is coming.
He has a controller just coming out of his nipple or something.
Yeah.
Yes, and from there I was hooked.
What game was it?
Sonic Adventure.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh my God, let it go.
They got something going on that I don't want to know about, frankly.
You really don't, trust me.
Yeah, I don't want to know about that stuff. Also, this week, have you guys ever painted? Has that been something you've done?
Yep.
I did do one thing when I was a child that
You did
I shouldn't
one
have
thing
done.
Okay.
Well, involving paint. So, my parents were repainting my room because I was just moving downstairs, and they would not allow me to
How old were you?
hold a brush.
How
I
old are
think
you?
I was 7.
Okay, so
They
you're,
just,
you're
like,
moving
okay, the thing-
downstairs when you're 8.
Yes, exactly.
It's
So,
time now.
Get off of our floor.
Yes.
They had to
I've had
split
a long
rooms.
life in the top floor. I've spent my first 7 years there. It's time for new things. It's time to get rid of childish things and go down in my 8th year of living.
Before I even get to play Sonic Adventure.
No, an adventure will not be in my future. For you see, I am no longer a child. I am something greater. So, Travis, what happened?
Well, I just currently got the feeling that I want to die.
Come on,
But,
buddy. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy.
Well,
So
my
you're-
parents...
There we go.
My parents did not want me in there holding a paintbrush because they thought I would screw everything up. So one day when they were taking a break, I guess, I just snuck in there, did exactly what they thought I would have done if I wasn't there by myself, and just splooshed on the wall.
You have to say that again.
I put paint on the wall
There
when
we
I
go.
wasn't
Did
supposed
you do it
to.
like a Jackson Pollock or was it like a swipe?
Kind of. Like, I just did a quick little stroke, but that's not the way they wanted it. Apparently, somehow they
But
would
it's
notice.
paint on the
They
wall.
wanted it up and down, not left to right.
That's, yes, exactly
okay.
that.
Okay, so this is, and how were you punished? Were you cast out from the family? You had to spend 1,000 years drifting apart?
I'm pretty sure I wasn't allowed to actually play on my GameCube. for
Oh
about 2
my
weeks.
God.
they
When I just
his,
got it.
They preempted his punishment. They're removing him downstairs.
Yeah, that they already knew he was going to screw up.
Putting him
It
in the
wasn't as bad.
dungeon.
I regret telling this story. God, you tell us to be
So,
more personal. Look where it leads us.
What a mistake. So painting is something I'm doing at home with my SO, and she's painting up the, I guess, office multimedia room, as it were.
What color?
A purple and a gold. So it's
Gross.
kind of cool.
Good.
Oh,
That's really
what?
good.
Travis?
No, I'm down for the combo.
So the purple, though,
It's going to look like Cadbury.
I was thinking more Lakers, but yeah, I love the Cadbury room. The purple is interesting because I am terrified about putting my roller to the wall. It's a full white room, and I'm positive if I do one stroke the wrong way, the entire room is destroyed, and it will never be of any value.
That's exactly what my parents were thinking when
Well,
they were
that's
trying
what
to do
I
mine.
see. It's a mature thought process,
Right?
But my girlfriend is saying, like, no, you just got to get in there. It doesn't matter. We can paint it over. If you can paint it over, then what's the point?
Just spread it out. It's not like you can get too gloppy.
I don't know. I'm afraid, though. I'm afraid that I'm going to ruin
It's just
everything.
simple up and down strokes, man.
Yeah, just
You can apply that to any life scenario.
What's new, pussycat?
Got some Tom Jones here to shut up, Travis. Some T. Jones himself, our What's New Pussycat feature, where we talk about the games coming out in the next 7 days. That is July 2nd to the 9th.
I do love me some Tommy Lee Jones.
That's not who it is. We
Oh,
talked
okay.
about this before. So what do we got? I know it's a huge season. There's tons of games
There's
coming out.
so many games coming out.
Just not this
just
week.
Not this week. There we got some 3 heavy hitters.
Okay.
I'd say the first one coming out on July 4th is That's You.
Why would
All
you
we
do
is
that?
That's you.
I can't believe you
Did
right
it twice,
now.
folks.
I did. So you know the Jackbox Party Pack? You
I
know,
do.
like they have a bunch of mini games that you play with the party, I guess.
With a pack
I
of
would
party people.
assume that that's how that works. So this is a game that Sony, I believe, is publishing. Who it's a mobile crossover kind of game where you take a selfie of yourself, and that gets uploaded to the game, and then you get to answer a bunch of questions like who makes the worst jokes, and you'd vote on what that. I guess there might be raunchier questions or worse questions or more embarrassing things. But
So that was the example they used.
that's the one that I saw.
Okay,
yeah.
so if we took pictures of each other and we did that for this game, the Hey You game, who would have that for who makes the worst jokes?
Andy Borkowski.
Ooh, Richard going right for the king. He better not miss. What about you, Travis?
Probably good old RJ.
RJ! Oh, and of course, I'm not going to vote for myself. Hey, you!
Oh, that's
Richard
me.
Jellison would lose that one
I would.
immensely. All right, so what's the next game?
The next one comes out on July 6th. Kirby is going to be back in 3D, but this is not...
Travis,
it's coming out on the eShop
sir.
only. It's not getting a physical release or anything.
are you trying to roll up the rim with your mic on as he's going through his stuff? Because for
Throw
those
out
of
the
you,
rib season,
for those of
baby.
you not watching, make sure you head to our YouTube Video Game Sophistry.
And
on
those of you
YouTube.
not Canadian, Roll Up the Rim is awesome.
Yeah. So he, in the middle of that talk, looked at his coffee cup, debated whether or not it was a good idea to roll it up, got it close to his mouth, and kind of tempted the fates in some way, and then decided no. And I got to see it all and hear it all because he forgot to turn off his mic.
You can too if you're watching this on YouTube.
I threw out the last couple cups. I didn't want to miss it this time.
I forgot it happens twice a year. That's awesome.
I'll
So,
just die forever
Kirby
now.
is sucking up Link's face.
No, kind of. It's like doing a top-down thing. It's like you get to fight your boss battles in a couple levels.
Mm-hmm.
In that, you get the full 180 or 360 degree movement and do that kind of stuff. But the other levels are going to be 2D, side-scrolling, normal, I assume. And then there's going to be like an EX mode with harder levels, and you get like to shoot for points by doing more skill shots, I guess, with these bigger angles you can make. It looks interesting from the trailer.
Skill shots.
Yeah, and that's coming out on July 6th. And it's only on the 3DS shop, by the way. No physical release.
And what is the final one? What's the final
The
heavy
last
hitter?
one I think you'd be probably the most excited about.
Oh.
Giving Fable one last hurrah.
What?
This
Fable
is-
4?
Yeah, this is no Fable.
Petey
4.
Molyneux came out of retirement?
Fable 4 Chin. Fable Fortune. This is
Fable 4chan?
no Fable
Like
4.
the hateful online
Fort-
community?
No, like Fortune, like from Metal Gear Solid 2.
He doesn't know what that is.
It's fine, don't worry about it. She's a boss. So it's gonna be like a collectible card game. Like like Hearthstone and Gwent. You like Gwent.
I'm a
You
Gwent
played
head.
like a bunch of the beta.
I'm a Gwent head.
So imagine that kind of game, but kind of Fable.
That doesn't work as well because there's only a few characters.
There are only a
in
couple
Fable.
characters like what's the main bad guy in the
Jack of Blades.
Jack of Blades? Yeah, you're right.
Idiot.
I'm sorry.
Good
And
Lord.
if you get it at the beginning, you can get this $15 founders pack, which is like thank you for supporting our game, and it's a $15 for like $40 worth of cards or whatever, and then it's like I guess you build decks and
Well,
duel
you know
them
what?
against each other.
I think it's kind of important to pick this one up because this could be the final little requiem.
Of course, the game Andy likes is the one that he says you should get.
Well, yeah, no,
this
because
is the last Fable
listen
thing.
to the words I'm saying, Travis.
Fable Legend got canceled, man.
We got a long hour ahead, and I'm worried already. But I think it's important that you just honor this a little bit. Get a little bit of Fable in your life, because you know that you're not going to be seeing this again. It's very unlikely that we'll be dancing in the world of Fable again. So why not throw some dollars that way? Why not have a good time?
Go hang out in Albion for a minute on July 6th.
Because I've never played Fable before.
What? We got to fix this.
Next up, Super NES Talks, talking about Monopoly, and we're going to talk about something that looks like a misspelling of GTA. It's coming up.
This week in gaming.
I've got to do the do!
Mike wasn't on. That was good. I'm good at this. I got a question for you folks. It's an important one.
Yep.
As you know, I just went to the lavatory, the WC, as it's called, the bathroom.
During our break.
Yes. And inside, I don't know if you guys might notice it there, because I certainly did not touch it, on the countertop is a coffee mug.
In the bathroom?
In the bathroom that doesn't seem to have an owner. So I'm asking you guys, like, should I basically just kill myself, or like what? Is humanity basically over, or what's the deal?
I think what you have to do is find the owner of the coffee cup and ask if he wants a refill.
How, for the love of God, did you come to the conclusion that you need to just end it all
Well,
after
thank
viewing
you.
one tiny little coffee mug?
Thank you for asking that question, because it's an important one. I think because someone is so cavalier with their drinking options that they walked into a bathroom, finished what they were drinking, and decided to leave a coffee mug there, I have no hope for humanity. Like, that's it. We're done. We are done. Can we all agree on that one?
It probably came from the sink over to there.
Okay,
They're
Travis.
probably just going to pick it up and put it right back.
No, Travis, you're not getting it.
Yeah.
The way that it worked is this guy, not like a boss man or anything. It's a guy in like maybe suspenders or is a handsome man, and he walks in there sipping his cup of black coffee. No, it's not me.
Okay.
Sipping his cup of black coffee, and he puts it down. He washes his hands. He takes a pee, comes back and washes his hands again, and he forgets his coffee cup. But the problem is, he gets back to his desk and he doesn't want to come all the way back down here.
I think it's a little
This
different.
is a sign. Wait, this is a sign for anybody else to go and get the mug and bring it back to him.
Oh.
And he's trying to project that to you somehow.
I don't think that's what's happening here. I see that, but I think it's a dude that maybe this is a better scenario. He didn't know if he was going to make it all the way to the toilet.
Oh, man.
Right?
Too much coffee.
So that's it. Yeah, he had too much coffee, but he's got that mug there. So just in case you don't want to pee on the floor, get the mug. Maybe that's what happened. And then he pissed in the mug. As you do. He went into the bathroom. He emptied out the mug, but he doesn't want to bring back a piss-smelling mug, so he just left it there for me to look at
wait.
want to kill myself.
Other alternative.
One more.
You played Prey.
Yeah. Oh, shit! I did play Prey. It's a friggin' mimic.
That's the bathroom attendant.
Oh, it's a mimic. I knew it. Oh, my. I'm not going to get the good ending now. Jesus Christ. Okay. So we all agree that's it for humanity. But there is one bright note. Travis, you want to take it away? Because we do have some good news. We have a little bit of happiness on our horizon.
So we are in the hands of a very, very, very lovable little plug-and-play system.
We're in the hands of a loving God.
You're putting me on the spot here. We've got the Super Nintendo Classic Mini coming our way.
Yeah, when?
September 29th.
Okay, so
for America.
What is this thing? And
so it's
Canada,
the follow-up.
and Canada,
So it's
and
the
Canada, and Canada.
It's the fall.
In Canada, yeah, September 29th. So it's the follow-up to the popular NES Classic Mini. It's the same idea, plug-and-play system.
Quotations.
Well, because I say
it not
popular because,
popular?
well, it was, but it was more for a notorious reason because no one was able to get the thing.
Like that coffee mug.
Yes. No, not
Go
at
ahead.
all.
Go ahead.
So it's a plug-and-play system that has all Super Nintendo titles loaded onto it. And we got a list of the games right here.
So this is how much is going to cost me? Because I want this.
$100.
September.
Now is that $100 Canadian set, or is that $100 American and the price is going to be different in Canada?
$100 Canadian, $80 US.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. So for one dead president, as we say, which is not what we do here, you can get
just said it.
How many games?
That's 21 games.
21 games. So let me, if you will, let me
All of the bills have dead
let me
presidents.
take some of the not our bills. That's what I'm saying. Let me take you through some of these games. Number 1, Yoshi's Island. Number 2, Star Fox. Number 3, Star Fox 2.
What?
Which is not a real game. This is a madman's creation in a lab.
No, it
It's
was
a
never released, Andrew.
Well, that means it's not real. If a game has not been played, I ask you, is it a real game?
Yeah, Scalebound was a real game.
Nope, wasn't real. It was just a fever dream.
You do realize there are production copies of Star Fox 2 that exist.
The
Like,
Nintendo
game is
PlayStation was a thing.
The games are fully playable. It's just there's no official platform for it. This essentially is the first time officially from Nintendo that you're able to play Star Fox 2 without having to go to like a third-party guy.
A back alley guy.
Pull
Yeah,
out your
exactly,
ROMs.
him. He knows who he is.
All right, then we got Secrets of Mana. We got Mega Man X, huge. Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. That's a huge one for people. Kirby Dream Course, Kirby Superstar.
Superstar so good.
Final Fantasy III, Earthbound, an incredible classic. And this will be the first time a lot of people will play Earthbound, I think, in
Well, it was
Well, if you
America.
it
had
was
a-
released on the Wii and also the Wii U on the
it was
Virtual
just
Console.
Wii U, actually.
Oh,
And
was
if you had
it?
one, you could get it there, which was actually the first time most people,
Yeah.
a lot of people didn't own that thing. You could actually
But now you
get
can
it
play it in at least the most authentic setting that you could possibly
With
get.
save states and other things as well.
without breaking your wallet apart.
Yeah. And then we got a whole bunch of super games. We're talking about Super Mario Kart, Super Mario RPG, Super Metroid, Super Punch-Out, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Castlevania, talking about Castlevania 4, Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Hyper
yeah,
Fighting?
yeah.
Hyper Fighting? And then there are, of course, Contra 3. No one cares about that.
No, it's not.
A lot of people care about that.
What do they care about? What about
insecure-
this?
Well, I care about
Who
that
cares
a lot
about this,
deeply.
everyone?
I
The world!
Is that Danky?
Don't. What is this? Take us through it. Travis.
This is my childhood right here. That's all I can really say. It's Donkey Kong Country, man.
The
Oh, I thought it was Star
The
Fox.
first Donkey Kong
Yeah.
Country, in my opinion, the best, but I only say that because it's the only one I played out of
Yeah.
the original three.
Is
But
that enough to buy the console for you?
It's more than enough. For me, anyway. Like, everything else here was just great, but then you see Donkey Kong Country, it's just like, yeah, it's time to...
Drop a hundo.
I didn't want to say it.
You didn't want to use such crass terminology. Oh, what's this? There's something coming from. What's that?
It's coming in fast. There it goes. It goes really fast.
All right, what is this hair
those-
metal trash?
Got
What
those
is this?
horns going. Oh, that's from F-Zero. That's Mute City.
What are those words?
Okay, so F-Zero is an incredibly fast racing game on very. It's like, think Mario Kart, but in
They have Mario
100
Kart.
but like 1,000 times better and in the future.
Well, that's going to
Mario in it?
piss off some people.
Fox is in it.
That's,
what?
That's
I'm
what I
not
asked.
kidding.
That's
no.
what I asked.
The
Well,
guy,
not this one.
The guy,
But yeah, it's
M.
what is this, Andy? I don't like it when you make these faces.
We talk about childhood a lot here, and that for me is. Let's cut off his mic.
That's
That
your
for
mic.
me is childhood. Super Mario World is coming to the Super NES Classic. $100, you can get it in your region. You guys have probably seen some of the really cool different art for the Japanese version, the Super Famicom thing.
Yeah.
Looks
That's
really, really neat.
really good attention to detail. Not just in Japan, but also Europe is getting their version of the Super Nintendo, which had like it had the green, yellow, red, and blue
Oh, I didn't
colors
see
for the
that.
controllers.
Yeah.
And there's also a version, I don't know where it's available, but you know, like that eggshell, like yellow stained version of the SNES that you saw? I don't know if that was actually.
I think that's a joke.
Yeah?
Because
That was
like
just
the
a joke?
SNESes were that yellow eventually for us.
Oh, man. That would have been so
So you
good,
wanted
though.
that. You wanted
I think
the dirty
it
yellow.
might
Hell
be
yeah.
it might be a mock-up, but it also maybe like Australia is also getting it. So
Okay, so we heard the games, which is pretty exciting. What are some of the features that you're getting with this tiny SNES that'll fit into your hand?
Well, you know that you're getting 21 games, but unlike the NES Classic Mini, it actually comes with 2 controllers from the get-go.
Oh,
which
that's
is good
great.
for
That's
a lot
really
of those multiplayer type games that were really popular. That's kind of one of the reasons it got popular, I think, because a lot of those multiplayer games really honed in on that concept. Street Fighter, Mario Kart, F-Zero.
More than just Super Mario Bros.
Yeah, so now you don't have to spend $40 for a separate controller there. That should have just been there from the start.
And the controllers themselves, I played the NES Classic once, and me and my other big bloviating bearded friends had to get really, really close because it was a 3-foot cable. Which you think is going to be okay? It's not okay.
No.
You can't sit on your couch. And it's just the connector cables to the TV were also quite short. So this time, 5 feet, they know what they're doing differently. And it's something to do with online retailers already, right?
Yeah, so basically, well, for online retailers, they're already taking pre-orders for it, but apparently there was a first wave that almost sold out instantly, which is no surprise. So if you want one of these things, just make sure to keep on those home pages. But for local retailers, they are apparently not doing pre-orders for it because they couldn't meet the demand for the NES Classic Mini. So they're trying to avoid that thing. So for them, it's a first-come, first-served basis. I think that's smarter to do, honestly, because it's riskier, admittedly, because you're gonna have to like sit out the day before they come available. But you're more likely to secure one. I find
it's very unlikely that unless you already got a pre-order that you'll be getting it this year.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
but
that's a good thing because then you won't have people who are begging for this thing. And Nintendo unable to keep up with supply, because that's kind of what we saw a little bit with the NES Classic, which is now they're not making new ones, no longer producing those. Basically, what can they do to make sure the SNES Classic, which I think has a much better list of games and seems to include a lot of the features that makes it a little bit easier to play, what can that do to make sure it doesn't suffer the same fate?
Well, they did say that they're planning on making more of these available, but they only are producing it until the end of the year for some weird reason. I honestly feel like in that case, the best thing they can do is just stay true to their word and actually mass produce these things as much as possible. Basically don't make empty promises.
Yeah, the idea of empty promises, but also like don't offer too many to people.
Well, that too,
keep
I
supply,
guess.
Keep a realistic supply line.
I mean, if it's only going to be available for 3 months, how much is enough, basically, I guess?
Well, I think I think this is going to sell like hotcakes, man. I think this is huge. And how many did the NES Classic sell?
By the end of its life cycle, about 2.3 million units.
That's
which sounds like a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
was only like 2 or 3 months again, too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't a long time. So that's pretty good.
Yeah. So if they can make more of these things, like at least double the amount that were sold to the SNES Classic, I think it's a good start. But even more than that, for the love of God.
Just keep them coming, baby.
Yes.
Now, you can't add with this new games to because it's a closed system. It's a hardware system. So that means there are some games that are missing. There's some glaring omissions. Even I think number 1 has to be the Trigger of Chrono Trigger. This was the introduction to a lot of extreme RPGs. They got Earthbound, but they don't have Chrono Trigger.
You have Secret of Mana, but no.
Yeah, that's a big loss.
It's an odd thing. What about you guys? What are your number 1 kind of misses here?
Well,
because they got some good ones. They got our DKs. They got our F-Zeros. They got SMWs. I suppose SJWs. Continue.
Well, yeah, speaking of SM, one game that I played a lot back when I had my hands on the thing was Super Mario All-Stars, which is a reimagining of all the first 4 Mario games. That's where there was 4 Mario games. I don't see the downside in having a compilation on this thing because it's just like, why not have 21 plus 4 games on there? And it's the best way to play those.
25 seems like a better number.
Well, they've already got
in one game.
They've already got Kirby Superstar on there, so that's like 5 games in there or whatever.
Yeah, but it's
the
best way to play Mario 1, Mario 2 USA, Mario 3, Mario Lost Levels. Well, actually, no, there's no good way to play that game. It sucks. But the point is, if I had to pick one to be on there, it probably would be All-Stars.
That's pretty good.
Ricardo, you're the last one, baby. We got a list. What do you think?
NBA Jam.
NBA Jam.
NBA Jam.
You're a Jam Street fan? I
Dude,
had no
okay,
idea.
I love, like, I'm constantly at work shooting baskets and going, 2.
Do you work at a quarry?
No.
Where do you work?
I work at a Boston Pizza.
Okay. Why is there basketball
There's
access?
no, it's just like into the garbage cans or whatever.
Okay. Well, don't say you're there shooting threes.
That's why you
I said
want
2,
NBA
to be
Jam?
fair.
Oh, that's true. You did say you did not have the
I did
length.
say it too.
You're very realistic about what you. So NBA Jam,
And like
really?
me and one of my managers, we were talking about like how cool it would be if it got like a recent remake recently.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's even going to be on here is kind of sating a bit of that thirst for it. As long as I could just hear that sweet boom shakalaka once again.
So, what do you guys think? You think we all want it? We all want this SNES.
Yeah.
Do we think any of us are actually going to get it though?
I've been refreshing the EB Games homepage since the day this thing was announced. I feel like that's the only way I'm going to get it. If that's what happens, I'm going to be waiting outside like Game Horde for
Me
a
too.
day and a half.
Yeah. So you really want because you guys are Nintendo freaks. You want this damn quick.
Well, because it's just a better system than the NES Classic Mini. That's not to say that it was bad, but this is kind of the first time where video games became more advanced, where an idea was turned into a concept. Am I saying that right?
An idea into a concept.
Or is that pretty much the same thing?
They
Were
got
games?
Where games turned into fun.
where they
I love things where thoughts turn into ideas. I've always loved when water
that's
can
what I meant.
turn into ice.
where fun can be a good time.
Yeah. No, Travis, you were so succinct, I couldn't even handle it.
No, that's good, man.
So we're all going to get it. We're all going to get it. All right, good.
gonna try.
Thumbs up. Hands up in the air. We
Thumbs
got
up.
it. All right. Boom, boom, boom. On to the next bit of news. What are the numerals? Was that not good? You didn't like that?
I didn't expect it.
What are the...
Usually I edit it in, but okay.
No, I'm doing it live, baby. What does G2A mean to you guys? It's not an energy drink for homosexual Asians, believe it or not.
God, it's trash. Trash.
So
trash.
you have feelings of trash that come up in your
Yeah.
spirit. What about you, Trevisi?
I feel like I'm trying to say GTA every time I say G2A.
They got
and
burned
I
on it,
fumble
too.
on there a lot of things.
So for anyone that doesn't know, G2A.com is a digital marketplace that makes its business basically reselling different game keys. So it's an opportunity for developers to go directly to this service, give them a set of keys, and they essentially make an open market for it. It'll help people, they allege, that are smaller developers really sell their game and get it out there because people can get it a little bit cheaper, and it won't cost you, the developer, any money, and the player can get me and you the best advantages. They also do a lot of sponsoring for YouTubers and things like that.
There'll be no in cuts from Steam or whatever else that they're
Pardon me?
doing on. Like I don't know how anything on Steam works. Say if the game is $30, I don't know how much Steam takes from that, so that would be a way to sell on that. But I mean, I think you're getting onto the big problem with G2A.
Go ahead.
Lots of people get game codes for free and then sell and scalp for like real bad prices.
Yeah, and that is hurting everyone. That's hurting me and you of trying to get games because it rises the price. It's hurting the developers who are just not getting that money, and it's undervaluing their stock.
And it's hurting some people that buy too because some of those keys just don't work.
Yeah, that was the other thing. So not only are people getting them for free and selling them, but apparently there's a huge tidal wave of fraudulent keys. So it's this weird like subset where people tried to make money off of being kind of savvy, and capitalism destroyed everyone, it seems like.
Not to mention, developers get hit with a chargeback fee for the sales of the game that they're not getting.
So what's that? Explain that to me, because I have very little understanding.
I read an article about that recently. No, seriously.
Please enliven us.
I'm trying to remember what it was. It wasn't Rhyme or something. It was a game that had come out recently, and people got a lot on G2A, and then they were like, nope, this doesn't exist. Here's a fee for this. So as many things as were sold for that game, like those numbers were just washed away by the fees that were sent to them because they had to pay for whatever was the problem.
So this company has gotten a lot of bad press. A lot of people hate J2A.
To be fair, from what I've read anyway, there are more key codes that have worked more than not.
Yeah.
But I think the fact that there's been a lot of people getting those fraudulent key codes has gained a bit more notoriety. So that's why we're talking about it.
There's a lot of big personalities out there that have been speaking to this. So it hurts their brand a lot. And they've known that because they said, basically, we are going to fix this. So if you are trying to sell a key starting next month, users who want to sell a game key on G2A have to give detailed information to the buyer. So that includes your name and address, and you are geolocated. And they believe that will significantly stop third-party accountability and lead to a big drop in stolen game keys being resold, because it's not only ones that are given away, it's ones that are downright stolen. It's like this hidden Ocean's 11 type of subplot. But it's all very upsetting, because these are mostly the games that are on G2A are indie ones too.
Yeah.
They're just people like making their art and trying to get it out there. All of a sudden, most of their keys get stolen. They get slapped with a payback fee, and they're out of business. Yeah. So this new change is apparently, oh, who's that?
I turned my mic off for it.
Did you? Well, I heard it in my ears. This big change is apparently working out for a lot of developers that are now saying, they're taking the plunge, but unfortunately, it's not helping with the value of their keys, because there's kind of like, it's a market system. It's a capitalist free market system that they decided to put on art, and as a result, there's enough stolen keys that even if you cut down, your value your game's value is way in the shitter, and that's not good.
Yeah, it's not great.
I don't know. I mean,
would you ever use these services?
Not really, and it's just because this isn't the type of thing for me, regardless of the bad rep that it's getting. But it's like, I don't know. I don't feel like people, I mean, okay, they have a right to be mad, but not so much at the website, but more so that the people that they're getting ripped off from. Because, like, that's the whole point of a market.
It's the entire user base that people are mad at, and that's what gives the entire thing its bad name. Which is like how Steam went down the last couple of years because of Greenlight. Like, people it got devalued.
I don't buy games digitally. That's why I don't know this sort of thing.
No, I don't want to use it. No. I don't want to be associated with it. I don't want to say, oh, hey, I'm going to pick up Assassin's Creed Syndicate or whatever for $5 and then get like a virus or something else. But like it's not something I'm interested in.
So they're not doing enough. It's not getting our dollars.
I mean, hopefully this address, social security information, whatever you have to enter to do it is going to cut down on that, because not only will the developer know, some guy can just go to your house and put a bullet in your head if you get
all right, so we in no way support killing someone if they give you a game that you don't like. If you get like Donkey Kong Country and you want a Donkey Kong Country 2, I don't suggest that you kill someone. We got to take just the quickest of breaks, the tiniest of breaks, and we're going to continue to explore the free market dregs of reality with the Mr. Monopoly Man. When's the last time you guys played Monopoly?
I've never played Monopoly.
You've never played Monopoly?
No. So these next few minutes are going to be internal hell.
You could buy it on the Switch for $49.99.
Yeah, I really wish that wasn't a highlight.
How can you play Monopoly on a Switch?
Like, the game's actually coming out for
pass
the
it around,
Switch.
I guess.
What?
There is a version of Monopoly coming out for the Switch.
I don't think
they
so.
made that a high. They had a direct for it, and that was one of the highlights. I'm not even.
No, I think you're lying. What kind of Monopoly is it?
Nintendo's Monopoly is what it is.
I think it's just plain old Monopoly, unless I'm mistaken.
It's regular Monopoly.
In that case, it's not worth $50.
What kind of Monopoly would it have to be for it to be worth $50?
Nintendo theme, because it's on the Switch.
That does make sense. Did you know that there is actually a Mario Monopoly?
And a Zelda Monopoly.
Did you know that there's already a pre-existing Nintendo Monopoly and that the Mario one is kind of its own thing?
Well, that's what we're talking about today.
There's a Mass Effect Monopoly, too.
There is. But this new Mario Monopoly, it caught my eye. It really did. So let's just make sure I have this nice. Because apparently this Monopoly...
It's a bit different.
...is one of the first ones that includes... I'm going to get this exactly right. Power-ups and boss battles.
Monopoly Gamer.
It's like the first in the line of a gamer Monopoly edition thing, I think is what they said.
So it's instead of just having the themes like Nintendo and Zelda and, of course, Mass Effect, you can actually battle. And it's coming in stores this August. Basically, players roll the dice to travel around the edge of the game board, buying and trading properties. That's classic Monopoly. But the rest has been Nintendoized. There's cardboard gold coins that you get in lieu of cash. And instead of Boardwalk and Park Place, you can use them to buy things like Bowser's Castle and Peach's Castle.
Yeah.
So again, that seems very much in line. But each of the four characters have an ability that when activated and they land in a special place in the roll, they roll their dice and they're able to knock out the other player, collect their coins, steal coins from each other, and you can work together to battle the boss fights to battle different bosses when you land on Go. So I don't know. I applaud that they're trying to do something a little bit different.
I mean, Monopoly's been garbage for years. So.
Listen, it's one of the classics.
You don't want to play for 4 hours and get mad at your goddamn grandmother for
Of course I
stealing
do.
all the
Grandma?
good property.
I know you've been cheating.
I'm sorry, I'm 12 and I don't understand how to play Monopoly. I don't understand capitalism, Grandma.
This is a personal thing for Richard.
It's getting pretty bad. I mean, let's move on with this.
What are some different Monopoly takes that there should be? What are some different, changes that we can introduce? Some gamified, if you will, monopolies.
All this jargon is just making me.
What's a game that you want to have on a Monopoly board?
Well, the first one we discussed before recording the camera was Grand Theft Auto, more specifically 5. Because that one, I think we said, that one basically was Monopoly just with guns. But
yeah, because you're buying properties.
Yeah. All the potential's
Killing
there.
hookers, classic.
Yeah, buying properties, doing drug trades, I guess.
That's not what's in Monopoly.
Yeah, but it could be in the Grand Theft Auto version of Monopoly.
I know, but how? Okay, so when you land on, what would the railroads be in Monopoly, in GTA Monopoly?
And they would be whatever the big highway section is.
So you buy literal highways?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense.
No, you morons. Make them the airfields, and then you get an airplane, and you can travel across the board.
But only to the other airports
Exactly.
if you own them. Oh, man.
Or you give money to the other person to do it. Come on. If you land on chance, you know what the chance could be? VD. Venereal disease.
There's just like a grab bag of things, and you got to pick like a card out of a thing, and it's like, this is the effect. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, see, I could see it. And what happens then? This is a key one. When you land on Go. That's normally in the game you collect $200. Maybe this should be something else.
Heist.
Ooh, if you land on Go, it starts a heist. I like that. I like it a lot. I just basically want to play a game because I want them to pass me a card that says busted or wasted, and that sound effect comes in.
That's true.
Well,
I'm jamming with that.
Is a button in the middle that you got to hit for it. I can see like
my God, I want this now.
I can see like
this
the
was a
heist
gag,
being,
but I'm really enjoying it.
I can see like the heist being like you pull a card, like it's chance or whatever the other one is. I don't, community chest. Like say it's community chest. You hit go, you go do your heist. You pull from the heist deck, and it's an objective you have to complete before you go around again.
Oh, maybe like you have to kill Travis.
If you do it, you get a bonus.
I like it, but what if it could be hard? Okay, I like that. That's difficult, but I prefer it. I like games that have a Jumanji aspect. So there's a thing in the center that will give you information.
Like 20 questions.
Yeah. Or like Jumanji, which was my example that I used. So what would Boardwalk be? Travis, come on, baby.
I've never played Monopoly.
Boardwalk
I
is
don't even know
that's
what
the best.
Boardwalk is.
It's the best one.
What is the best one?
The best one's Boardwalk.
Yeah, it's the one that costs the most, and it gets, if someone lands on it, they got to pay the most. It's Bowser's Castle.
Okay.
So in GTA, that's a toughie. That is a toughie.
I'm trying to remember what the most, it's not the heist, but it could be.
That'd be buying a helicopter.
Not really.
You know, like the big
jetpack.
There's no jetpack.
Not in GTA 5.
There's
well,
no
there was
jetpack?
in San Andreas.
No, not in 5.
All right.
Okay, we're talking about the general.
We'll just call it GTA.
Let's just
it
call
doesn't have to be just
fire.
fire. We'll call it GTA.
But then it have to be property, so that would be some
jetpack facility,
big penthouse in
jetpack land.
Oh, wait, buy one of the army bases.
I think it should be the sex studio.
They did just put out that's pretty good. But they did just put out a DLC for gun running where you can own a bunker.
The sex studio.
Yeah, okay, I'm down for that.
All right, I think we've exhausted everything we can with this one. Who else has some things? The folks at Hasbro, they really need some help. They saw what was happening here, and they're writing. They have their pens and papers out. They're saying, "Oh shit, these guys know the GTA." Yeah. What else?
I got one.
All right, what else?
Metal Gear.
Oh jeez. Okay, I'm just gonna turn off my mic for the next 5 minutes.
Wait, hold on. So the money,
okay,
the money that you're gonna get, you're gonna use to fund the insurgents or the PMCs that you find in Metal Gear Solid 4, and all the locations are of course based on those locations you go in Metal Gear, like everywhere in Metal Gear Solid 4, or the Big Shell, or Shadow
Base.
Moses Island or Mother Base
Yeah.
or something like that. Or the most expensive thing would be to buy Mother Base because it's
I would have thought the most expensive thing would be
Arsenal Gear?
Construct Metal Gear, actually, or
Arsenal,
just Rex.
Arsenal Gear.
Mm,
It's the
a
biggest
supply
Metal
of
Gear.
geckos, perhaps.
I mean, that's not really how that works. It's a plot of land.
Okay, fine, then Arsenal Gear.
Good, that works. You got to build Mount Snake more.
No,
Yeah.
that's not even. We're
No,
not
that's the
even in
best
that
part.
field.
All right, Travis, what do you got on this one? I'm passing my turn.
Well, for somebody who's never played a
Are we
game of
done? Are
Monopoly
we done
in his
talking about
life,
Metal Gear?
Yeah,
Is Metal
yeah.
Gear passed? Okay, good.
Yeah.
As long as
It
that's
has
passed.
passed.
So we got. You said your GTA. You said something about Metal Gear.
Street Fighter Monopoly.
I guess it's up to me now.
No.
What would be a great Monopoly? I'm just thinking about all the different games I've played.
Why do you have to think about it in that tone?
Because that's how I think, Travis.
Do you want help?
Yeah, why don't you throw some game titles at me and I'll see if
well,
it sticks.
there
I'll
was
see if
some
it sticks.
Animal Crossing.
No. Come on, keep it coming.
Star Fox.
No, no.
Overwatch.
Ah! No. Give me
Fallout,
something else.
Fallout.
BioShock?
Whoa.
Oh,
Mass
on.
Effect, but in
No,
wait,
we're
hold
on the BioShock train. We're on the BioShock train. Choo choo.
did it.
You mean the Bathysphere?
It's,
Continue.
Let him talk.
okay, the BioShock one would be cool because, as you know, BioShock deals with interdimensional gameplay if you
That's
look at
right.
the entire series. So maybe half the map is underground in Rapture. The other half is in Columbia in a different time frame, and you play as the Lutece twins that are the interdimensional travelers, and you have to affect things in this world, and it'll be like a dial. So if you make a couple of changes and you buy properties and knock out the other people, it becomes a little bit more like the Columbia reality. If you do it the other way, it comes a little bit more like the Rapture reality. I would play that today.
I have a problem with that.
What is your problem?
Andrew Ryan hates capitalism, and that's all Monopoly is.
Andrew Ryan doesn't hate capitalism.
Yeah,
it's a great
that's why he
chain
did
that
the
builds
great
people
chain,
together.
because it's all based on the ideals and things that you can make instead of what costs the most.
Incorrect.
That's yes.
Incorrect.
He hates capitalism.
Incorrect.
What is a man?
I'm honestly just annoyed that you said Rapture was underground, not underwater.
Big thanks this week to myself, Andy Burkowski, Richard Jellison, Travis Hyatt, Ryan, our man in the cameras. Thank you so much. Give us a wave, Ryan. Give us a wave on film. There we go. Look at that face. If you're listening on iTunes, then this was very confusing. Thank you guys again. Next week, we'll be talking more about video games, what makes them good, what makes them bad. This is VGS. Make sure you follow us on YouTube, man, because this is up on the YouTubes.
YouTube.com/Video Game Sophistry.
You got it. And we have our dialogue wheel. We're a couple SJWs, so don't miss it out. VGS.
Without a doubt, the worst episode ever. Rest assured that I was on the internet within minutes, registering my disgust throughout the world.